Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to Fantasy Forecast for Monday, November 29th, 2016. We had a nice win yesterday. Sorry, let me pop in the frame here for you guys. You can check this out here. $2.99 on DraftKings, which is a pretty good score. Hello, everyone. Glad you guys won. John Wall was beautiful. I don't know why this is pulling that up. Okay. Well, we don't even need to bother going into that yet. And in FanDuel, besides the $2.99, oh boy, a free play. Do that later. We've got $3.20 last night on our cash line. Wall, Rose, Depot, Beal, Durant, Carroll, Porzingis, Kaminsky, and JV at the bottom, who did just fine for what we were expecting. This is a real tough slate today, guys. So I'm going to say when I pull up today's lineups, and it's a recommended cash line because this is where we're at right now, and I highly recommend playing light today. Today is a play light day, and I've said before when it's a play light day, today's a play light day or not at all. I'm not so sure on this lineup, and I'm playing light myself. There's just a lot of subscribers now, and I know there's going to be a lot of interest in wanting a lineup, so I'm going to run one for you guys anyways, and I came up with something I think is pretty decent for today. I'll run through the positions real fast. It's going to be quick anyways because really there isn't much to go through today, so let's do it. Alright, at your point guard position, Hill and Whitehead. And we'll start off there. Because really, is there anything else that you guys see? Take a look. What else do you guys see that's good today, really? Chris Paul against the Nets, a blowout risk. Walker against Detroit, slower pace. Irving against Milwaukee, maybe, but Holiday, still just a touch too expensive against the Lakers because he's not doing enough with Davis. He is the second highest scorer on the team, but he's not giving us those 50-point performances we've seen before. He needs Davis to be out, and then he takes over. If Davis is in, he's still a little overpriced. Hill, consistent run of game minutes and fantasy points in the last 3 games. Actually have 4 out of 5, and really, if you're going to look at your fantasy point performances, and try to get up there today, you're going to need consistent performance. That's the only way to win a cash game today. It's going to be tough. And he's got a nice spot because Utah normally doesn't get up to 100-point scores, and it's probably going to be 110 to 100. I think Houston will win, but it could go the other way. And either way, the 100 points for each team that's not like Utah. So I'm going to take that today because Utah players are probably a bit underpriced. Same thing with Gordon Hayward later if you want to do that. I do have him in there. Beautiful. Moving on down the line here. We got Ish Smith, maybe. I'm thinking you need to spend cheaper at this position no matter what. Tim Frazier will be an offbeat play today because he's played the Lakers before and didn't put up as much against them, and he's been dropping off as of late. That performance that we all expected was going to happen as soon as J. Rue came in, well, I think we're finally starting to see a little bit of the effect of it. They are still running 2-guard sets there. They are still running them both at the same time. Frazier's getting some run, but I don't see him busting out more than 25 fantasy points tonight, even though it's the Lakers. I mean, it could be solid for cash, but it could not be. He could rail 20, so that's why he's not on my list today. More of a GPP pick. Augustin, if he gets the start again. Watch that news from Orlando. We may get it in time. It's an 8:30 start. We may not, but if that came in, Augustin would be a great way to punt one of these positions at point guard. I have Whitehead later. I'm not really in love with that pick, although I'm playing it based on expected minute run and a cheap price. I really just want him to get me out of the position with 20 fantasy points, and thank you. And that's about it. Even going down cheap. I mean, you got Calderon at the bottom, but you're really going to have to be loving the Lakers to take that Calderon pick because he gets that start, and then Jordan Clarkson comes in and just vultures all his minutes. Let's move on to the next position today. The shot guard, Alphabet and Clarkson. And your other choices there, you got Harden at the top. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, when you play Utah, you really aren't going to have the best fantasy performance. He's already done it once this season. Go look in his history. He put up a little bit above 50 fantasy points, but when you're paying $11.5 for a gentleman, You need him to give you, well tonight, that's what, 57.5 fantasy points to hit 300 for a solid cash floor. I don't think his floor is 57.5 today. I think his floor is 50 today. Maybe even 45. It's a slower team. Utah, as much as I would, they're supposed to get to 100 points, they could just do 95, and either way, Harden comes out there in a blowout or something, and it's 110, well, shoot. He'll just have a normal complement of, and it's not a 130 game. It's not where he gets up to the 60s. I think this is being learned in fantasy. Harden is a GPP pick today, and if you're going to spend, and you have to spend in some positions. I hate the point guard position today. I went ahead and spent for Alphabet. I think that Cleveland will pay them tighter, especially because Alphabet wants to stay in it. The thing about the Greek Freak that I hate is that, you're just sitting there watching him and it's boring. It's like he just doesn't do anything for whatever reason for, 2 minutes court and 3 minutes, and it's like, what happened? You were dribbling the ball, you passed it to someone else, and that's it. There wasn't an assist, there wasn't a rebound, there was jack, and you're just like, what the hell were you there for? And that's the frustrating thing about him. That's why his fantasy point is so much lower than Harden. He's like that. But on a night where you need some safety, and it's still Cleveland, at least the pace is decent. It's not great. The defensive matchup is bad, but Alphabet's one of the best in that terms, and he'll rise the challenge. So, it's probably going to be LBJ on him, and hopefully they go head-to-head with each other. All right. Elsewhere at the position, God, it really just sucked today. Batum against Detroit, Fournier against San Antonio, Hood maybe against Utah. He had a good game against them last time, but you have to remember that Hayward was out for that game, and he was trying to pick up some of the scoring load. His usage had gone up more than normal. I don't think he'll have as high a usage in this game. If he hit every one of his shots, he'd be a great value, but that would just have to happen. Kilpatrick's finally getting to the price where he's fair with his usage and run. We got Lou Williams at 5. I took Jordan Clarkson today. I already mentioned that. The extra run with D'Angelo Russell out, Calderon will get pulled off the starters after about 8 minutes, and it'll be the Clarkson show. So with his 30 points right now and 35 points flashes, I will take that as an anchor on a cash game today. I will be so stoked to take it too, especially against New Orleans. This goes in reverse. The Lakers are playing New Orleans as much as New Orleans is playing the Lakers. So I'm going to have exposure to that game no matter what today. If I'm playing today, I'm having exposure to that game. That's a lock. All right, farther down, there just isn't a lot appealing, guys. Redick, maybe. If he hits 3-pointers, and Brooklyn will probably give him the opportunity, he'll have to get hot from 3. But if he does, good choice on both DraftKings and here. And I think I have him in my DraftKings lineup. What else we got? We got J.R. Smith, who's getting a massive amount of run, but not doing anything with the minutes at all. And I don't really see much else there, guys. Let's move into the next position. Small forward, Gordon Hayward and Bobby Ingram. Hayward, because I need to take advantage of that. If you're going to go against the beard, it's like, great, I will go against the beard. So normally you would take the position directly against him, which could be a Rodney Hood lineup. And I did mention him for GPP. You could even swap out Clarkson and find a way to smooth things around here and do it, I'm sure. But on a points per dollar basis, this is my lineup, and I'll take Hayward any day to run about 38, 40 fantasy points tonight because it's going to be a higher scoring game. I think the Utah players are just a bit underpriced. That's why I got Hill farther up. I'm going to do that today, and I think that's a smart move for cash. It's in a cash game, just like I normally say. That's why this is a cash game lineup. Ingram, the minute run, he's hitting the bare minimum floors that you need of 18 to 19 fantasy points. As long as he gets his 30 minutes again, and it seems like it's going to be solid once again, be happy with it. If you only get 18, 19 points, it's okay. This is just the glue holding together the rest of your cash lineup, all right? And we're lucky. If he could actually hit a couple extra shots and, maybe get you to 25, which would be real nice. It's actually cheap, just to escape the position today. All right, finishing out, Anthony Davis and Kaminsky at power forward. Let's go ahead and look at those. And the small forward position, because I didn't do it, LeBron. If you can spend up, it's probably your other safe cash game play today. You can take LeBron, no problem. Leonard, I don't think is safe today. Just the problem with Leonard is that, yeah, especially against the Magic, he can put up 45, 50 fantasy points. He can just lay 30 on you as well, too. And if you pay $8,400 for 30 points, I mean, I can see you get screwed paying $7,500 maybe, and you got 30. It was a 4 times value. But when you start moving into the 3 times value, that's when you lose lineups. Like if Alphabet at 10,000 doesn't pay at least 40-something points, that's a problem for me today. I'm pretty sure that's safe and secure at the, I think the floor is more around 45, but this is the difficulty with making a cash game lineup on this type of slate today, and why I'm stressing so hard. Go light. What else do we have here? I mean, the position it's horrible. Ariza against Utah. MKG after his really good game, he doesn't normally ever do 2 in a row against Detroit. Morris, just so unquestionable. Maybe Bogdo, because you're getting so cheap with minutes now. Aaron Gordon, I mean, possibly. He had a horrible game, so people might be off him for a GPP pick. But I mean, that's why I'm taking Ingram, and I've already explained that. Power forward, we got Davis at the top. Griffin against the Nets, I have no problem there. If you want to spend down a bit and you didn't waste your lineup work, do it. Love is an okay. This is actually a position that's okay today, like which is a relative sigh of relief. Kevin Love should be decent as well. I mean, I think he'll be just fine against our Cleveland friends, a faster game. I like Griffin, I like Love. If you can spend up to Davis, the upside is there, and I just believe that the floor is solid on it, as long as he doesn't get injured. We got Parker going against him. Shot dependent, so GPP pick. Ibaka could try to hang with San Antonio. If you think they can hang with them, you should be playing Ibaka today. Booker's always been a surprise, and they still haven't repriced him yet. He's probably solid for a good 28, 30 points today. Harris, I think he's more in line for like 25, 26 today. Just right around that solid, what you would need, but a little under what you want. T. Jones, if he gets hot and turns into a blowout, definitely could just see a little extra run, and because it'd be some. What else we got here? On the cheap end, Spigot's, because like the 15, 20 minutes of run that he is going to get, he'll just be chucking up the shots. So against the Nets, that could be a great GPP pick. And that's about it in their position. Let's close out with center today, guys, okay? So in the center position, I've got Capela selected. I'll show this lineup again in a moment. I don't know why you're going to want to spend up today, guys. You got Drummond, you got Vucevic, but Vucevic sat in the last one. Even though he did decent, and that's now the San Antonio opponent. He's not going to score in the 40s today, guys. 30s is the ceiling. So I'd be staying away from Vuce today. Drummond possibly could go really nuts, but I don't see it happening. Bolo's got the Clippers as an opponent. Gobert's got Houston as an opponent. That's an intriguing GPP play, maybe. DeAndre Jordan looks okay against the Nets. Both of those look okay, more expensive. With some solidity, I'll go ahead and take Capela with the run he's been getting and everything else, even though it's that Utah opponent. I think it's solid there. If you want to spend down a little at the center, go with Tristan Thompson or Zeller. Both of those are okay to me today. Zeller's a bit pricey. I'd probably be staying more towards the Thompson if I can afford it. And Zeller would be like, damn, that's what I have to do. Monroe, avoid. Biyombo, man, if he starts again, sure, but he got like no points in the last game, and then he'll probably get like 4 this time, but you really need him to do something with the 30 minutes of run. That's the biggest problem with this slate. Henson could, get a massive amount of run today and do something with it against Cleveland. I think that could be a sleeper, value pick at center. I think there'll be some people that are on him today, like in terms of fantasy sites, but it's still, it might be a fade the pump day there. This is a real tough slate, guys. Okay, and that's it real fast. Let's go over to DraftKings. We'll do their upcoming lineup. On DraftKings, I went through the positions. As your point guard, Alphabet, and we're going to start the 2-minute rundown now, guys. As your point guard, Alphabet, shot guard, Redick, going for the 3-pointers, worth more on DraftKings. Bogdo against the Clippers today. I know it's a tougher opponent, but you need some value just to make things work here. Davis, you're going to need the high upside stud that's actually going to floor himself well. He's got the Laker opponent, so
let's ride that little cowboy right to the bank. Capella again, 6,000, same price as FanDuel. Should be a bit more expensive, almost like every player is on DraftKings, so I like that price. Hill is probably priced appropriately, but I think he's in a good position, like I was saying with Hayward. I can't get them both, but you know, it is what it is. Spigots, like I was telling you, the guy's probably going to chuck up, and where the 3-pointers are worth more, I'm going to go ahead and take that at 3,700. I think that's an okay price here on DraftKings. And at the bottom, I've got Whitehead.
Ooh, close that. Sorry about that, guys.
At the bottom, we got Whitehead against the Clippers. Whitehead's really well priced on DraftKings today, just very, very well priced. So, I mean, I wouldn't even think twice about taking that, just do it. Moving on to FanDuel, your optimal cash lineup for today. George Hill, Whitehead at the point guard positions. Alphabet and Clarkson at your shot guard positions. Hayward and Ingram at your small forward positions. Davis and Kaminsky at your power forward positions. Capel at your center today. Guys, please leave a big like on the video if you made some money on the last one. I really appreciate that. If you like the lineup, go ahead and drop a thumbs up. That helps me out too. You know, if you don't like the lineup, thumb it down. Comment down below and let us know let me know. And I comment once a day. I try to get to the old videos too. If you're looking for last minute news, because I do post it, follow me on Twitter. That's the only way you're going to get the last minute lineups and things like that. I will post like, you know, this lineup's going to be junk because of some last minute value or something. But it's only going to be on Twitter because it's the only way I can get it out fast enough. You'll find my link in the description on this video. And other than that, definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I think the button's over there. Just click a big subscribe and, you know, help me out with this channel. It's all free and I do it just for you guys, just to help out so you guys can learn how to build lineups properly and correctly for cash purposes. When I say cash, you can see my upcoming lineups. I'm playing light today. Double up, double up, double up. I got one quintuple because I like playing cash that way. I do one for the shot just because I always do that, but I'm playing one lineup, one with a single entry, one with the mini dribbler. That's it. There won't be nothing else played today. I will be going light today. I practice what I preach. All right, that's it for Fantasy Forecast for today. Thanks again so much for watching. Please, again, if you haven't yet, subscribe. I really need those subscriptions. Thanks again. Go out there and go win some big money.